Myself keep this shit up here and I can hide myself. Alright, so I I decided to take a break. I'd play some Dragon Quest, so we'll make a new file. So 200 hours. I haven't played this game in a while. We are going to go and we're just gonna name the hero. You know what? We're gonna name the hero Yusha. Alright, so I'm gonna play a Draconian quest this time too, which makes the game harder. I haven't done any of these out yet. Basically, you can change it at a church or anything like that. But, so, no shopping, can't spend gold. Not too bad. No armor. Ooh, couple. Reduced experience from easy fights. That. Okay, we'll do that one. We'll make it so that grinding on easy enemies is off. All enemies are so strong, an enemy you encounter will be tougher than usual, making your quest a true test of your combat skill. Maybe I'll do that one. Shy Pox. Alright, we'll go with that one. We'll do this. Why not? We'll go with a super draconian quest. We'll do hard enemies. Reduce experience from enemies that are weaker than us. Townsfolk will lie to us, and if my main character dies, that's it. Game over. Start over. There's no. Hold on. Yes. All right, now we can end as usual. Now, there's something cool that was in the Switch version. I don't know if it came. I don't remember if the 11S came out in other versions, but you can play 2D mode. You can play, you know, old sprites. We can play newer style. Yeah, we'll go 3D mode. English. Now, in the first playthrough this game, got a little video here to watch. And it was literally like, I just want to track after I remember enjoying DragonQuest games when I was younger, and I played them a while and stuff. I didn't finish this game for a long time. And that's because there is a story arc that occurs that was a bit heart-wrenching for me, and at the time I couldn't deal with it at all. And so I came back to this game much later and finished it on the Switch. I have it for the PS2.
This child,
At some point I'll be around the
he is the one.
There's the mark. There's no mistaking it.
This is a Gathering of Kings. Letter. This hurt my heart. But it's a really good game. And I'm so glad that I ended up coming back to finish it. These guys. What do they call them? Naturality. Maybe it's no. Don't remember what they're calling it. It also has to do with the Celtic monster. Kind of what the source of that is. Hey, Lono. Started. I picked one of the Draconian rules to go with the last playthrough. Little to no experience from enemies that are weak overload. All enemies are super strong. If the main character dies, that's it. Game over. And townspeople will lie to you. I don't mind the lying one. I just thought it would be fun. Oh, really? Weird. It's showing me as... That'll probably fix it. I also moved the mic a little closer. It should be better then.
However did you survive?
Yeah, I really liked this game. Oh, one second. Let me try something else here too, real quick.
You poor thing. Come here. Come here. Oh, there's no need to be frightened anymore.
There.
You're safe.
Yeah, the I had the game volume probably up a bit too high. Yeah, I turned down the game volume on OBS. Yeah, this game is a lot of fun. This is the Switch version, which was like the definitive version for a while. It combined all the PlayStation stuff, the stuff from the DS, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I think in this game, when you get close to the end, you can actually choose a party member to marry. Kind of deal. Voice acting was pretty good in this game too, actually.
Trust me to lose my headscarf just before the big ceremony.
I really like this game. I put over 200 hours into it on the Switch. Just collecting everything and all that kind of stuff. I don't think I actually ever did collect everything. But, I really, really like this game. When I first played it was, I mentioned this, I think, you weren't here when I was talking about it, because I was just kind of chatting to anyone who might have been here. But,
Come on. Best not keep her waiting.
The PlayStation 4 version, which is the one I picked up originally, I picked up not long after Jay had passed away. And the first big twist in the game, you know, caused... Yeah, so Draconian. Reduced experience, all enemies are super strong, townsfolk will talk tripe, and party wiped out if protagonist perishes. The first major twist in the game caused me to put the game down. At the time I couldn't deal with it. Like, this is like, I don't find it so much with Final Fantasy too much, except for the newer one. Like the new Final Fantasy 7, I got invested in the characters, but for some reason I got really invested in these characters when I originally played this game, and so that the first twist I had to put it down. I couldn't deal with it at the time. I wish I was a grown up like you. I can't wait to climb the tour. I'm looking to see if someone will tell me There you go. There's a talking tripe moment. I named him Yusha. It's probably spelled wrong, but Yusha is kind of what they the Japanese word for hero, because I thought that would be funny. All right, off you go. Yeah. There's the mayor. Yeah, that was my thought too. I was like, after after that first twist, all that kind of stuff, and you think you've completed the game, I was like, oh my gosh. And then there's even more if you end up playing the Switch version. But yeah, there's 8 rules, I think, in all that you can choose for a Draconian quest. Like, you know, you can't equip armor, you can't buy stuff at shops.
Humble folk of cobblestone.
I can't remember what the other ones are.
Great land spirits, hearth and home. That's how it goes, isn't it?
Something like that.
My granddad's been teaching me the prayer ever since I was little.
This was a really good RPG game.
He does live on Cobblestone Tor, you see. As long as I can remember, he's been preparing me for this day. The day it would finally be my turn to climb all the way up there and offer my thanks. I just wonder whose idea it was in the first place, sending the villagers...
Do myself a mischief. I love that.
Not to worry. Since you and me were born on
The,
the same day, I'm lucky enough to have a bodyguard along for the journey.
The Dragon Quest games have always been really good with their dialogue, though. You know, the accents and the speech patterns in the games have always just been really well done. As they've been like, oh, you know, like, oh, this character is from place X, so they have this kind of accent, you know. I wish that Draconian Quest thing would disappear off the side of the screen there. Oh yeah, the music's fun too. Yeah, that's true. But these... Thanks, Sandy. This dog... There you go. Alright, and then there's a hidden item behind.
Crikey, I wasn't expecting that. I know.
And the voice acting in this was actually really well done too.
Done for if you and Sandy hadn't been here to help me.
And he's like, bye, bitches. I'm going in the cave.
And now we've got to go through that horrible, dingy cave. Just our luck. I'll bet you anything that's where the...
So I think next time I do, when I go to this game again kind of deal, I'd like to finish all the Draconian quests at some point. But I think when I do that, I'll probably do the no armor and no stores thing. Alright, so let me go ahead and equip that shield. I think I have special items due to downloads. That I can't get into right now anyways. Because they had some stuff that you could download for free. Hi, Sarah Hagali. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, there's alternate costume stuff like that, yeah. Based on, I think, Dragon Quest 8? Dragon Quest is definitely one of the better RPGs. I do agree. Yeah, I think it's from Dragon Quest 8. Yeah, this game was definitely one of the... I mean, even for the Switch, right? Like, I know that some of the graphics have been muted a little bit on the Switch as compared to some of the other versions. But I remember when I first played this game, coming in here and just seeing the... It's just gorgeous looking. I mean, the game really, really looks good. So I've been very pleased with this game. Like, I spent way too much time playing it when I first got the game. In fact, I think this was one of the first big games I know, sneak up today. One of the first big games I beat as like I'm gonna beat this kind of game, you know, I'm gonna beat a game again kind of deal that I hadn't really, because, you know, for about the 3-4 years I just could not concentrate long enough to beat a game. And
Go on, you can do it.
and definitely this was definitely the first game I beat, and then I ended up spending so long playing it, and then I think the next game I played after this was Persona 5 Royal. It was the next game I beat.
Crikey. Don't give up.
Aw, thanks. Yeah, this game is a lot of fun. This game has I also really like
Fight some more.
the ability to play as the 2D sprites, which was a nice touch to add into the Switch. A group of slimes. I love the look of slimes. I remember right after Dragon Quest 11 came out, I used to get all kinds of stuff in my
Fight some more.
Google feed for a long time about like
Phew.
different
Well done.
what did I learn? Riz. For stuff like there was like a slime, like a Dragon Quest restaurant with like slime meat pies and stuff like that. Oh, they didn't notice me. Good.
Get him. Fight, and fight some more. Go on.
I don't know if it's so little known anymore, but it is definitely one of the lesser talked about RPGs. Usually, if you're going to talk to someone here in the West about an RPG like this, they're going to think of Final Fantasy. But I think Dragon Quest 9 and Dragon Quest 11 had big popularity here in the States. I actually have Dragon Quest 9 somewhere for the DS.
Do it. Go on.
Still got all the special stuff saved on there too. The all the special like armors and stuff you can pick up in it. From the internet events, you know, like the kind of like the mystery gifts in Pokemon.
Go on. You can do it.
But I can honestly remember playing Dragon Quest
Fight, and fight some more.
ages and ages ago on the Nintendo. My dad bought it. Was it my dad? Somebody I knew bought it. And I remember enjoying it quite a lot.
Phew.
Well, get off the pot, thank you. I'm lucky in the fact that I've collected. I've got a DS Lite, I've got a 2DS, and I've got a 3DS. So, you know, my son and I used to play the DS games together, like Pokemon and stuff, together all the time. And then my daughter, I got her the 2DS because she and I used to play Sun and Moon together all the time. So one of my original DS's got broke. Someone dropped it, and it was like, when I say original, it is like super original. It was one of the ones where if you dropped it just right, top screen would basically come off.
Fight, fight, and fight some more on!
So
Tough little blighters, aren't they?
I still have 2 Game Boy Advances somewhere too. I bought both of them because none of my friends played Pokemon, and that was the big RPG that I've always been into. But I used to have it so I could trade back and forth with myself.
Cool. Help! What? Cole?
Oh no! Oh yes, that's right, the deadly fog.
Quick!
You have to help him. And there's a second one, yay!
It's not.
I have played 1, 2, 3. I've played 7, 9, and 11. Because finding them for a decent price has been next to impossible.
Don't give up!
Oh, Jesus.
Here you go.
I actually played 7 via one of the local libraries in the place I used to live in. They had 7 and they had 8s.
You can do it.
And I really liked the 7 was the one with the world map thing that you built, right? And you went back and forth in time kind of deal? Or was that 8?
Here you go.
I think that was 7. I quite enjoyed that gameplay aspect. Yay! She's so proud of me. I went up a level. I did what every protagonist is supposed to do in these
I'm
games.
sorry, Gemma. I only came up, but then those monsters appeared.
What in the world is going on? But never mind that now. What?
Yes, Gemma.
Yeah, I
saved
don't
my
think I've ever
bacon
played
again.
8.
I knew you would.
Yeah, so okay, yeah, it was 7.
Part of the
7 was a lot of fun. 7 had I really, the time traveling aspect was very interesting because you got
would have to
to
go and start raining, wouldn't it?
um
Come on.
it was a way to kind of like, you know, fill out the game a bit in a sense. I think 8 is Curse of the Forgotten King or something like that. 7 had you traveling the world. Like at first your island's like the only island in the world. Then you manage to get into some ruins and explore them and all this kind of stuff. And doing so, you've kind of like activate some part of the ruins. And doing so, you kind of recreate the world. And you have to go back and forth in time to like, okay, well, there's a problem on this section. Kind of like, not really. There's been another game like that, and I can't remember what it was. Was it A Link to the Past? But yeah, I liked the whole traveling back and forth thing you would do to 7 is really cool.
Here we are at
there is a lot of stuff that as you go through and you do it, you kind of realize, like, you know, some of the tales and all that kind of stuff that they introduce to you
Looking forward to that view.
are due to you, kind of deal, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, we better
Like I remember
What was that?
you go to one area and in present time, I think like it's completely abandoned, and there's no people, right? And then you go to the past, and there's no people because you know, a monster kind of destroyed the place, and so the people, you know. And so when you go to the past, you kind of you solve the problem. When you come back, there's suddenly people in the town again. You know, the one problem with defeating enemies in a cutscene, you don't get any experience for it. I know, and I should be level 4 after beating that thing at least. Not fair.
Look, the mark on your hand. Huh? Oh, it stopped. Well, we can worry about that later. All I know is that you saved me yet again.
Keep hearing the dog
I don't
padding
know why.
around up and down the stairs like he's
We really
exercising. Weirdest damn thing. He's... Oh, I know what's going on.
Humble
Okay.
folk of lift your voices
yep.
up in prayer. Blessed are we since.
Yeah, I liked the way that
Wow! Look.
Dragon Quest ties a lot of their stories. Like the first 3 games and this game are tied together, right? And so I don't know how the other games, if they tie into it, or if it's like, I think 4, 5, and 6 are supposed to be tied together, but not with 1, 2, 3, and 11.
It just
I don't know. I don't think there's any set timeline really for Dragon Quest, and I kind of like that because
Well, that's it.
it's one of the issues that games like Castlevania and Legend of Zelda start to run into, where it's like, how do we make this work, right? You know, because suddenly, you know, well, now you have like alternate timelines, or you have like, well, it was a bad translation. He doesn't revive every 100 years, or, you know, which is honestly the main reason why I think they did Aria of Sorrow and Dawn of Sorrow, whatever it is, those two, what was it, the DS and the Game Boy Advance games, because they were definitely trying to kill the franchise off so they could reboot it. Yay, we're safe.
We're back.
Indeed, when we saw lightning striking up there, we got a little.
But from what I remember from the ending of this, it seems to be very indicative that 11 connects to 1, 2, and 3, because 1, 2, and 3 are connected together.
There's no doubt about it. The
1 and 2 are sequels, and 3 is a prequel to 1, if I remember correctly.
Now tell me,
And then this game seems to be a prequel to even 3.
you're true Cobblestonians
Yeah.
now. You're still young. I hope our little ceremony.
But the introduction of the time sphere thing or whatever seems to indicate that this could just be also like, or not the time sphere. There's the village that's in this game. That was a DS exclusive and then came ported over to S. Kind of makes it sound like the other, like, it could just be stories. It too, you know, and I like that too. I like the idea that you can see the dog walking into the room now. I like the idea that that all these things are interconnected tales, but they might also just be tales, you know? All right, I think there's an item hiding up here. This is where I think it is. You know, and my dog. You know, and that's where something like this kind of works better than I think like Legend of Zelda, for being like, oh yeah, you know, it's you can make it all one world. Because, you know, any one of these stories could be the real tale, right? But the other stories might just be stories within that game. You know, they might just, and so that's why you can have something like, oh, you know, remember this hero or whatever, and being mentioned in one place because they know about him. They're a story that was been handed down over the ages, or that might actually be something that occurred in that world. And so they're not tied down to, oh, we have to continue the story on. We have to make sure XYZ happens now and all that kind of stuff, you know? Which, the Breath of the Wild game was really cool because it basically went, okay, well, we're just going to write about the end of the world. And you know, I don't think they've even really tried to figure out what time, like, I'm sure people have. But, you know, there's no really, like, oh, this has to be this timeline kind of deal, you know? I think you can climb up top of the house. Something here. Ah, the hero's cypress stick. So, oftentimes, but in a few of the light novels I've read over the years, like Kuma 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 Bear, which is actually one of my favorite light novels, and I'm hoping to pick up the next one soon, because I think the next one's been published here in the States. But the character for that actually starts the game off, or starts the story off. She gets reincarnated in a forest. Okay, cool. She gets reincarnated in a forest, and she doesn't have any weapons or anything like that. And so she picks up a stick, and she jokingly refers to it as the hero's stick, as a DragonQuest reference. And there's been a few light novels I've read over the years where the character starts off and they grab a stick, and even if the stick ends up not working out for them, it's, you know, I've got myself a well-made cypress stick kind of deal. I think that's hilarious. Breaking people's stuff. Trying to remember who has what, because there are people that have books and stuff you can steal. And don't recall being able to come back to this town anytime soon. It looks like I broke into his house and he put his hands up, even though he's holding a knife and fork. Take whatever you want, man. I will. Hey. Okay, that's about horses. But yeah, that's actually going back to what you were commenting about earlier, Sarah, about how Dragon Quest is such a big thing in Japan, like to the point where, you know, you have references in other media all the time. It's I mean, we get references to other things in media here in the States. Like you'll find Power Rangers, like oftentimes referenced. Well, maybe not so much anymore, but when I was younger, it would be referenced in other things, you know? And so there's that, but just the staying power, just the whole fact that another big thing that I like about Dragon Quest, besides the cultural significance has, is that they're not afraid to take a while to put out another game. No, it's not like some of the popular other popular games where it's like, well, here you go. Here's like, okay, for instance, I really do like Pokemon games, right? I've been playing them since, you know, since Red and Blue and all that came out here in the States. No, I want to open the chest. But you know, like when the Diamond and Pearl remake came out, I was disappointed. It felt very much like a cash grab. I did not end up enjoying it as much as I usually do. Like, I've enjoyed a lot of the other remakes that have come out over the years. And that's because they added new stuff to it or whatever, but they didn't add anything new to it. It really felt like someone went, well, what can we do to just pacify people? We got to get our next Pokemon game out. And so they put the you know, Diamond and Pearl remakes out. And, you know, I don't like using the word remake, even though it's kind of the term that they used. It's a remaster. You know, and then Legends Arceus came out. Legends Arceus is really good. Scarlet and Violet, I think, are supposed to drop later this year, which I'm hoping they follow some of the stuff with Arceus, so it ends up, you know, some of the, you know, ways they've innovated it compared to Diamond and Pearl remasters and such, right? But I worry because the games come out so quick on top of one another, and you know, you got games like this where it's delayed for a while, you know, and you know, the time that ends up going into these games, you see it in stuff like, you know, even in the translations here, where you have the characters with different accents depending on the area they live in, and in the games where they don't have voice acting, it's written very well where you can read the accent, you know. So am I. I'm looking forward to Dragon Quest 12 coming out because of the fact that they take time on it. You know, and even though the story's kind of repeat, honestly, right? Dragon Quest 11 definitely follows a certain formula that all the other Dragon Quests kind of follow as well.
There's something I've been keeping a secret.
Even though there are
something I've never told another soul in the village.
Different beats to it, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same basic structure though. Like, you are the chosen hero. You must defeat the chosen villain, you know, kind of deal.
Well, he said you're...
But the things that make them stand out from one another is the gameplay elements they'll introduce. And then they don't always reuse them. Like,
you're the reincarnation of the luminary.
You know, 7 had the time travel thing, and this has some time travel aspect to it too, a little bit.
Old fool meant, dear. I haven't got the foggiest.
In the way that you interact with the books in the village, right?
Destiny, and that there was something you had to do.
But
he said
besides being like, oh, chosen hero, all that kind of stuff, there's really not.
If you did that, all would become clear. Clear as mud, I shouldn't wonder.
Yeah. The stories are all very fantastically done.
Crikey.
You know, 1, 2, and 3 being early, you know, early RPGs
well, I can't stop
were
believing, I'm sure, but you
so right, you know, but
stomach. Come on,
I can be saying about a lot of the RPGs that came out. Final Fantasy and all that kind of stuff. Final Fantasy had, to me, Final Fantasy had a little bit more of an interesting hook to it at the beginning than the original Dragon Quest. The very first Dragon Quest really does feel like, okay, you're the hero, go on an adventure, right? Whereas I have to say that the very first Final Fantasy, you know, starting up the game, and then you end up, you know, you don't actually get into the game proper until after you till after you what was it? You awaken the princess or whatever. It's been forever since I played that game. But I think the thing that makes Dragon Quest for me stand out a bit more than Final Fantasy was the fact that I feel like I can do more in the original Dragon Quest as compared to Final Fantasy, right? So I find the story is a little more interesting for Final Fantasy, but I wasn't even listening to what I'm supposed to be doing here. But oh, I remember. The gameplay in Dragon Quest was a little bit more intimidating and fascinating that way. Like, I remember going off and completing a part of the game way early. I think it's rescuing the princess early, right? Because you can save her early on. You can go and fight the green dragon early without, you know, going and exploring other parts, and it ends up being really difficult to do that if you're not prepared. You know, and no, I didn't.
Oh, can't sleep either, eh? You remember this tree, don't you?
But yeah. The stories are very fascinating.
Years ago.
Um
There I was.
like I was talking to Lono
Something
earlier,
never changed.
the story for this game really dragged me in.
Imagined we'd spend our whole lives right here in
The voice acting, all that kind of stuff is just so superbly done that and then the story is very entertaining, and it gripped my heart very much. And every time that the story threw something hard at me,
I remember the story my granddad once upon a time.
there was portions of this game that honestly made me sad, and I ended up not playing this game for a long time due to my wife's passing. I bought this game after she passed, and I bought it because I just wanted something to distract myself, right? And there was more than once, like one of the first big things happened. I set the game down. I couldn't deal with it. It was too much emotionally for me. And then the first big twist in the game happens, and I was like, that's it, and I stopped playing. I didn't come back to this game for a long time.
Goodbye, old friend.
Like this part is it's a sad moment at that point, right? Like, I know I'm skipping through the text and all that kind of stuff, so you don't really get to experience it too well, but that moment where where she runs off, Gemma runs off, it's you feel bad for Gemma. This is someone that she you can tell she loves and all this kind of stuff, and now because of this fated destiny that's been thrust upon you, she's separated from you, and there's a chance that you'll never return. But at the same time, she doesn't want to stop you from going and, you know, experiencing this destiny. So she
I've popped a little money I'd saved for. Why don't you visit the village shop?
you know, so she you know, just says her goodbye. She doesn't, you know, confess or anything like that. She just goodbye and runs off crying. And I remember thinking, man, I'm not worried about ruining twists. I'm usually pretty good about that stuff. All right, somebody has a quest for me around here. Oh, there they are. Oh, what am I gonna do? I don't know if I ever completed all the quests in my original playthrough. I think I did most of them. I think the only one, there's one I didn't do. I can't remember which one it might have been. I also like the fact, I don't know, can't remember if it's in this game. I know it's in some of them, where depending on how your character looks can determine things. Like you have like a charm kind of deal. Like, oh, you know, the nicer they look, the more charming they are. I don't remember what that does for you. That's always been one of the aspects of the games that has always amused me. That you can be judged based on how you dress. I've been in this house. Probably. Okay. Alright, so I haven't been in Gemma's house yet. Because the dog won't let me in. Son of a gun. Alright, Tara, thank you for joining. I hope you had a good time. Thanks for chatting. Oh, trust me, I'm gonna have a lot of fun playing the game. Guess I have to go to the store. I think the only thing in the mayor's house that I can remember offhand is a book of jokes. All right, let me see. What do you got? Don't need that. I have one. I have a pot lid. I don't have a bandana. I don't have Wayfarer's clothes, so might as well buy this. I will. Put this on. And I think we're good. All right, let me see what else we got. We got our item bag, equipment bag, important items, precious pendant. I think. Yeah, I don't remember how to sell off the plainclothes. Do. All right. I swear there's something else you can do here, but I guess not. Time to go. All right. I'm ready to go. I hit my microphone.
One day you're just a little boy.
No.
To think. We never thought.
Okay.
You know who the Lumen. We're supposed. Oh, when you meet, if he finds out that.
Oh, you are terrible.
I'm a mayor,
Just allow us to.
so I must laugh. Ah, that's right. Get the horse.
And may this magnificent. You'll find Heliodor.
You travel
I
safely
will.
now.
Goodbye.
And Gemma doesn't come. Or does she? Wait.
Here. It'll keep you safe.
Yay!
I don't know what's... Take care.
I do think it actually increases your defense when you equip it, if I remember correctly. I'll probably equip it, because monsters are stronger. I am not. Oh, it's almost time for dinner. I'm gonna make for dinner. Alright. I've got a horse. Might be better to forego fighting. We'll ride to the castle town. Dracky. Cucumber. Oh, okay. I guess I'm not strong enough to just run him over. We will frizz the cruel cumber. Alright. Did not expect to not be able to run them over with the horse. Well, now that I know. Go ahead and use a medicinal herb. Whew. Alright. Aw. Filled with courage. I think there's green dragons out here eventually. Ah, we found a camp. Oh!
It can be risky heading into... See the remains of that to settle down for... What's that? That statue over there is... And that's not all.
Ah, we can say there, yes.
Anyway, enough of my... You'll need to get used... It's like my old dad... Well, that's all from...
Alright, so let us explore this place, because I think there's some items we can grab here. Ah, yes, oh well. I love the fact that they actually show you the fact that you just jump into wells. I'm a hero, and I love wells. All's well that ends well. That's so dumb. Alright, good medicines. There's a treasure chest behind here. Get some money. I think some stuff in the hut. Gold and a scale. Alright, I want to get to town. It's down the path. We're going to avoid fights for now. I might come back later on my own time with a party member at some point. Do a little farming for items if I need them. But right now, I'm just heading off to the castle. Going past you, going past you. Alright, so I will get to the castle. I'm going to save at the castle. And then I'm going to go so I can make myself some dinner. Good stuff. All right. I think I can just save in town, can't I? No, just put the Switch in sleep mode. It's autosave. Under miscellaneous. Right. Here. Oh wait, game special rewards. Might as well. Might as well grab this stuff, make myself a little stronger, right? Okay, let's see. How do I save? Alright, well, I'll just put in sleep mode. Alright guys, I'm gonna go. Time to make dinner. All that fun stuff. You will.